If you're thinking about purchasing real estate in Hawaii, then this video is perfect for you.
Why? Because we see people make all kinds of mistakes when they purchase in Hawaii.
Aloha, I'm Ryan Sharpe.
I'm Elle, Zhang.
And we're both real estate agents here in Hawaii, and we specialize in all the different neighborhoods, especially on Oahu.
And today we are going to introduce everything you need to know before you purchase in Hawaii. Oh, by the way, don't forget to like and subscribe our channel, and make sure you visit our website myoahuagent.com. Whether you are moving in 9 days or 9 months, give us a call before you make a huge move, and stick to the end to this video to get to know what's most important you need to know about purchasing in Hawaii.
So the first thing we want to talk to you about today is fee simple versus leasehold.
Yes.
We get a lot of questions on this. We get a lot of people that contact us about some property, and they're like, is this really the right price?
Yeah, the price so cheap.
So cheap because, you know, in a lot of cases it can be, if you're expecting something that's $1 million, but you see it for $400,000, there's probably a good possibility that that property is going to be leasehold. So that's very important that you find out.
Yeah, but the hard part is when you are on the mainland, you don't really know. We got people call us every day. Elle, I want to buy this condo, 2-bedroom, 2-bath with 1,200 square feet and only $150,000.
Yeah.
On the mainland, you think, oh wow, for a 2-bedroom condo, $120,000 is a pretty decent price.
It makes sense, you know, if you're in the mainland, especially in certain states. Let's say if you're living in Texas, you know, and you're not familiar with the prices here, you know, $150,000.
You can buy a house.
Might be the good price over there. But definitely in Hawaii, when the average single family home price is what now?
$1.1 million.
$1.1 million in the average condo.
Condo median price is $500,000.
Yeah, and that's fee simple. Okay.
Yeah.
So fee simple means you own the unit outright. When it's a single family home, you own the land. It's not being leased to you at all. That's a big difference between fee simple and leasehold.
So what does leasehold mean?
So leasehold pretty much is, you got to look at it as like a long-term lease, long-term rental. When you locked into a leasehold, it'll be in your contract unless you later want to buy out the fee, if that's possible. We'll go into that later. But you have the property for a specified amount of time.
Yeah, so that means the lease of the land has expiration dates.
Yeah, and when that lease is up,
you
have to give the property back to the fee holder.
That means you have to totally pack up, move up, and doesn't matter how much money you spend on renovation, you have to give up to the lease owner.
Yeah, so pretty much, it's like securing yourself a long-term rental almost.
Yeah.
And
plus there's a fee negotiation every 10 years, something like that.
Yeah, it's called a lease rent fee.
Yeah, and they increase not just a little bit, they can double, triple whenever the lessor wants.
Yeah, and depending on the market value of the property. So it's very
risky.
Very risky. And we typically see, no, this isn't in all cases. We've sold some leaseholds before, and typically though, when you buy a leasehold and you go and sell it later, typically you'll sell it for a lower price. Why? Because the length of time on is shortened every time. So let's say when you initially buy it, maybe it has 25 years left on the lease, and then when you go to sell, if you've owned it for over 10 years, then there's only 15 years left on the lease, and obviously in a lot of cases you're going to be selling it for a lower price, because the closer you get to the expiration of the lease date, usually the less valuable the property is. I say usually because it's not always the case. Sometimes there is a pickup in the market to where they do sell higher, but typically.
But usually it depreciates over the time. You depreciate your investment, so that's very unfortunate.
So again, the big thing is fee simple. You own it outright. The land,
forever.
It's yours forever. You can will it off to your heirs, whatever you decide to do with it for when you pass away. But leasehold is a lease that has a specified lease expiration date, at which point in time you'll have to then surrender the property. And they don't give you any money back, anything like that.
Nothing.
This is you surrendering the property.
Yeah.
And for some people, a leasehold can be a really great deal, because typically with a leasehold, you see people get a much larger property for much cheaper than if
In
they were to
limited
do a
time.
fee simple.
In limit time. So
Yeah.
just be careful about this.
Yeah. And another thing that I think is important to point out is, again, when it comes to the expiration date of your leasehold, you might not be able to get a 15 or 30-year mortgage depending on how much time you have left. Let's say, for example, your leasehold that you want to buy only has 10 years left.
You're going to pay cash.
Yeah. You won't be able to get a 15-year mortgage, and you won't be able to get a 30-year mortgage because the time of expiration is 10 years. So these are all things you really got to take into consideration when possibly purchasing a leasehold.
Yeah. Ryan, what's the number 2 thing you need to know?
For Hawaii, I would definitely say the type of market, the type of real estate market. It's definitely a micro market because there's a lot, as compared to the mainland, the space and property and land is a lot less.
Yeah.
So in small little pockets of properties or condo buildings that are very close to each other can have very, very different types of worth, value, maintenance fees.
Yeah. So every single market behaves differently. They don't perform the same. For example, a building across the street can be totally different story than the building you are in. Or the house on this pocket, can be very different from 2 blocks away. So every single market is a micro market. This is why you need to work with a local real estate professional to find out each market behave what.
Yeah, and what building, what things to look out for in certain buildings in certain areas, and
HOA
also
fees.
HOA fees. And looking at let's make it a little larger of a market. You have the condo market versus the single family home market.
Yeah.
2 of which can be very, very different. Like right now in Hawaii, the single family home market is doing
their own thing.
Yeah, doing pretty
Condos
good,
doing
much different.
Another thing.
Yeah.
So single family homes in Hawaii right now is doing the north, going up. The condo market is going down and down. So it's totally 2 completely animals.
Yeah, 2 completely different animals. So it's very important to know exactly how each market is behaving and why. You can save a lot of money knowing what to expect, what to offer. If you're looking for a single family home, but the market is really good for it, you might have to put in a little bit of a sweeter offer. As compared to the condo market, and specifically a certain area or certain buildings where it can be much lower, you might want to be a little more conservative when it comes to what you're going to offer or what to expect.
For example, right now the condo markets are really down for last 6 months, 12 months. But I put an offer in for my clients just last week. We got 2 cash bidding walls. We get conventional mortgage. So each building is different.
Yeah, because typically in this case, in total, the condo market is kind of slow right now. However, the building that Elle is putting the offer into, that building, even though the condo market is slower, is a very, very popular building.
Yeah.
So you got a lot of competition in it.
Yeah.
So, typically a lot of the different condo places right now, you don't see a lot of competition.
Yeah, like we have a lot of condo listings. We really get a lot of calls.
Yeah, and we're not talking about a condo building, one in Waikiki and then one on the totally opposite end of the island. They're both in downtown, very close to each other.
A nice area.
Yeah, but both buildings behave very, very differently.
Yeah.
So Elle, we covered the first 2 important points about buying real estate in Hawaii. What do you think would be the third real important one that people should know?
Really important one is HOA fees, or we also call maintenance fees in Hawaii.
Yeah.
HO fees in Hawaii can be much higher because the cost of living here is so high, electrical and water is so high. So you can be shocked by how high the HOA fees. For right now, after COVID, the condo HOA fees it's more than $1.50 per square feet. Not like it before, under $1 per square feet. So for example, for 1,000 square feet, 2-bedroom condo, HOA fee can be $1,500 to $2,000. That's normal now. But before COVID, it's about around $1,000, maybe $800, all depends.
Yeah, yeah.
So dollar per square feet is a good measurement.
And the thing we've seen too that really increased the maintenance fees, and that's been a very strong influence on there, is because of the recent fires, the one that we had in Lahaina, also the one we had in California. You know, fires in California, yes, will affect prices here in Hawaii. Also, before that was the building collapse in Florida.
Yeah.
And so the reason behind this is because of these huge catastrophes that happened, the insurance companies have to increase the premiums. So for the maintenance fees in Hawaii, all across the island, not just one certain area, majority of buildings saw a very significant increase in their maintenance fees.
Yeah.
We're not talking about private homeowners insurance that individuals have. We're talking about the blanket policy that the association has on the building.
Yeah, replacement costs.
Yeah, replacement costs.
Hurricane insurance.
Hurricane insurance. So a lot of buildings had to significantly increase their maintenance fees in order to cover those new insurance premiums. Now, some buildings went about it a different way. And again, this is why it's so important to look at the financials of a condo building before you buy into it for this specific reason. Typically a condo building, if they manage their money very well, they had a good reserve built up, you know, they could weather the storm a little bit to those maintenance fees and maybe not have seen too drastic of an increase.
Yeah.
But for other buildings, they've had to increase their maintenance fees significantly.
Like
Or
double.
Some we've
double.
even seen double, if not triple. Also, we've also seen a lot of buildings pass assessments in order to cover the amount of the insurance premiums. Yeah, this is something that's been over the last couple years a very, very big issue in Hawaii. I mean, people have seen their maintenance fees again go up 50%, 100%, 200%.
Yeah.
You know, it just really depends on the building and, you know, the coverage on their building.
Yeah. And people just want to sell the condos because of high maintenance fee. We see that a lot.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And after the maintenance fee increases, a lot of people want to sell their places because they don't want to pay these high maintenance fees. And then what happens? More properties are coming on the market. The market starts to slow, property values and condos start going down. And that's why right now the condo market has been slower and on a bit of a downturn. Now, single family homes, they can also have HOA fees. They belong in an association. A lot of them will have maintenance fees. This will cover like their community pools, the gardening. Some of them have cable TV packages built in.
Yeah.
So just because it's a single family home,
You still have a
you
cost.
still might have maintenance fees and association fees. Not every single family home in Hawaii belongs to an association or has
But
maintenance fees.
a lot of them do.
A lot of them do.
Yeah.
So that's why you gotta be very, very knowledgeable about the area you're purchasing in.
Or find a knowledgeable realtor.
Exactly.
To help you navigate the whole complicated process.
Yeah, because if you want to start looking for a property, but let's say you want to buy a single family home with no maintenance fees, no association, you got to start looking in places that don't have them. Now, an experienced realtor will know pretty well what areas will and will not have the HOAs and maintenance fees. And of course, this is research they need to do for you too, so it can help narrow down your search. You don't want to go out looking, fall in love with a beautiful house, and then find out, hey, this one also has $1,000 a month maintenance fee I gotta buy.
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah. So it's good to filter these things out prior to doing your home search.
Ryan, what's the next thing you need to know when you purchase in Hawaii?
Well, Elle, I think it has a lot to do with what is the reason that the person is purchasing this home. If you're doing it for an investment, that's something that can be a totally different beast. What are they looking at? Are they looking at renting it on a monthly basis?
Or Airbnb?
Or doing something like Airbnb, short-term rentals? Well, short-term rentals we've seen a lot about that in the news over the last couple of years because we've had a lot of updates, a lot of things happening about short-term rentals. So if you are looking to buy a place that's a legal short-term rental, then you have to have a realtor that really knows what buildings are allowed to. It's very important to find out.
Yeah.
Because in a lot of buildings, I mean, first you got the state laws that you got to be concerned with.
Yes.
You know, if they're eligible, if that building, they're even eligible to do it according to the state laws. If the zoning is correct, it's got to be zoned a certain way.
City, county.
Yeah. So it has to be zoned a certain way. Also, if it's not, there are some buildings that have zoning exemptions and that can do short-term rentals. Now, once you meet the city and county and state side of everything, also there's the building. Does the building allow for short-term rentals? So those two things got to line up.
Yeah.
Yeah. So there are a lot of buildings that, even though they're zoned for it, and according to the state or city and county, they're able to do short-term rentals, there's buildings that don't want to allow it.
It's really complicated. You really have to consult with a local real estate agent who's knowledgeable.
Yeah. Knows these buildings really well.
Yeah, not very well, because you don't want to end up spend $500,000, $1 million to buy a condo. Then you want to do short-term rental when you wish.
Yeah.
By the end of it's not legal.
Yeah. Well, and another good thing that now with all the escrow and the paperwork and the contracts that we put in and all the purchase contracts now, and for every transaction they have a short-term rental form now that discloses if it's a legal short-term rental or not.
Yeah.
That's actually, you know, a lot of people complain, oh, so much paperwork, but it's good to have these kind of additional items. That way it helps to cover you as well. You know what you're getting. But again, you know, that paperwork will be in the transaction, but you don't want to wait all the way until that point to find out, okay, I can't do a legal Airbnb or short-term rental in this place. So it's really good to know that before you start, know which buildings that you can do a short-term rental in.
Yeah, that's true.
And then also, and I could go on about this for hours, which I won't, also something to take in consideration. Does the building you live in offer a hotel pool?
Yeah.
Can you join into that hotel pool? What are the fees for joining that hotel pool? You know, how much of what you earn do you have to give up for being able to use that?
Yeah, for example, Ritz-Carlton, Kalai, they have a hotel pool, but you have to pay 50% management fees.
Yeah, so it really depends. So can you use your own property manager? Can you do it yourself? Do you have to use a hotel pool? If they have a hotel pool. So there's lots of these different questions that you got to find out. So it can be very tricky. So Elle, those I think are some of the most important things that people have to take in mind when it comes to buying a place in Hawaii, especially if they're coming from the mainland.
Yes.
Now, of course, there's a lot more things which we love to share with people, go over with them, but I definitely think these are some of the top ones that are on people's minds and some of the things we get asked about a lot.
Yeah, that's true. And the most important thing is to find the right team to help you navigate the whole complicated process so you can make a smooth move. Whether you are moving in 9 days, 9 months, make sure you find the right real estate agent who really hold your hands and go through the step by step, and make sure you are well informed so you don't make any mistake.
Yeah, there shouldn't be any mistakes, any surprises. You know.
And get very good price when you purchase. You don't want to, I mean, who wants to pay more than it's worth?
Yeah, you never want to pay more than it's worth or more than you need to.
Yeah, more than you need to.
Yeah, that's
overpay.
Part of our job is to help you, you know, pay as little bit as possible when it comes to purchasing a home.
Yeah, that's true. And get a lot of add-on for free.
Yeah. Now, if we're working for a seller, we want to get them the most money for their home.
Yeah. When you purchase, we will negotiate you the best price we can, and this market can sustain. I hope this video help you. If it really help you with the purchase in Hawaii, make sure you like and subscribe our channel, or better yet, visit our website, myoahuagent.com. What's in it?
In myoahuagent.com, we got information about ourselves, we got some of our YouTube videos, but most importantly for people out there, you can search properties in Hawaii, just like you're a realtor.
Yes.
You know, it's linked up directly to the MLS, so every property that is on the market, that is advertising on the internet, will be in there. So you can go in there, you can create custom search reports. They'll be emailed to you daily, monthly. There's lots of different options in there. So you can really, even if you're not, quite ready yet to start looking to buy a place, you can still go in there and start learning about the market.
Yeah, that's true. And thank you very much for watching. See you next week.
Take care, everyone.